Hello and welcome. The goal of this video is to help you practice your English listening. And if you want, you can also practice shadowing. That means you listen and then repeat along with me. You can pause the video after each sentence and try to copy my voice. Today's story is short, but very funny. It's about a girl who goes to the doctor. She wants to say she is sick, but she says something very different, and the doctor gets very confused. What did she say, and why did the doctor bring her a phone, if you want to know what happened? Just listen to this story. Are you ready? Let's go. Today is not a good day. I feel terrible. My head hurts. My nose is full. I cannot breathe well. I want to stay in bed, but I have to go to the doctor. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want some medicine and sleep. But there is one problem. My English is not very good. I can speak a little, but I don't feel confident. I always get nervous when I speak. I don't know the right words. I don't know if I say things the wrong way. But I need help. So I go. At the doctor's office, I wait. I feel tired. I don't want to talk much. When the nurse calls my name, I walk in. The doctor says, "Good morning, how are you feeling?" I try to answer. I want to say, "I have a cold." That's it, just a cold. Nothing serious. I want some pills, maybe tea, and rest. But my mouth says something different. I don't know why. Maybe I'm nervous. Maybe I say it too fast. I say, "I have a call." The doctor looks confused. He says, "You have a call?" I don't understand his face. I just say yes. I think maybe he didn't hear me, so I say it again. I have a call. Now the doctor says, "Is it urgent? Do you want to take the call now?" I feel strange. What is he talking about? I don't have a call on my phone. I have a cold. A very bad cold. Why is he talking about phones? He says, "Do you need a phone?" I say, "No." He says, "You said you have a call." I say, "Yes." Then I stop, I think. Did I say something wrong? I try again. "I have a call," I say slowly. The doctor picks up a phone from his desk and says, "Here, you can use this one if it's important." What? Why is he giving me a phone? I don't want a phone. I want medicine. I feel my head turning in circles. What is happening here? I just came for help. But now I have a phone in my hand, and I don't know what to do. I don't take the phone. I look at it, but I don't touch it. The doctor says, "It's okay, you can use it." I shake my head. "No, I don't need a phone," I say. He looks at me like I am hiding something. He says, "It's fine, you can make your call in private." What private call? I don't have any call. I try again. I feel bad, I say. My head, my nose, I think I'm sick. The doctor still looks confused. He says, "But you said you have a call. Do you have a meeting? Do you want to reschedule your appointment?" I don't know what reschedule means. I feel more confused now. I say, "No meeting, no phone. I'm sick. I want help." He says, "So, you don't have a call?" I say, "No, I stop. I try to remember the right word. I try to think very hard. Is it cold or call? They sound the same in my head. I say, "I think I have a cold?" I say it like a question. The doctor looks at me again. Then he laughs. Not a small laugh. A big one. He says, "Oh, you have a cold, not a call." Now I understand. Now everything makes sense. I feel so embarrassed. My face feels hot. I say, "Yes, cold, not call." The doctor says, "That's okay. Don't worry. It happens all the time." All the time? Really? Other people say call instead of cold. I'm not sure if he is telling the truth, but I feel better. I say sorry. He says, "It's okay. Let's check you now." But I still feel strange. I still think about the phone. Why did I say call? Why do these words sound the same? Cold, call, cold. Why is English so hard? I want to disappear. I want to go home. I want soup. I want a new language. But the doctor is nice. He is smiling now. Maybe he forgets my mistake. Maybe. But then something happens. He opens the door and calls the nurse. He says, "She had a call, but it was a cold." And now the nurse laughs too. Wait, are they all laughing at me? The doctor finishes checking me. He says, "You have a cold. It's nothing serious. You need to rest, drink water, and take care of yourself." I feel a little better. He is kind. He doesn't make me feel bad about my mistake. I say, "Thank you," and "I'm sorry for the confusion." He says, "No need to say sorry. Your English is good. Many people make this mistake. Cold and call sound very close. It's normal." I feel surprised. I thought I was the only one. But now I feel more calm. The doctor says, "You're learning and you're doing great. One mistake is not a problem. You came, you explained, and now you go home to rest. That's perfect." Then he gives me a paper for school. I look at it. It says, "Patient has a cold. Needs rest." Just that. No joke. No underlines. No phone. I smile and say, "Thank you." He says, "Keep practicing your English. You're doing well." And that's when I understand something. Yes, I made a small mistake, but I also had a real conversation in English. I asked for help. I understood. I was understood. And that feels like a big win. I walk out of the doctor's office. I feel tired but also proud. I made a mistake. Yes. But I didn't give up. I spoke. I asked for help. I solved the problem, and now I know something new. Cold and call sound almost the same, but they are not the same. Now I will remember that forever. On the way home, I think about everything. I think about how scared I was to speak English. I was afraid to say something wrong. I was afraid people would laugh. But the doctor didn't laugh at me. He helped me. He was kind. He told me the truth. Making mistakes is normal. Even native speakers say the wrong word sometimes. I remember his words. "You're learning. You're doing great." That means a lot to me. I don't need to speak perfect English. I just need to try. Every time I speak, I learn. Every small mistake helps me grow. Later, I make tea and go to bed. I still have a cold. My nose still feels bad, but my heart feels good. I'm not afraid now. I can speak. I can learn. I can keep going. And tomorrow, if I make another mistake, that's okay. Because now I know mistakes are not the end. They are the beginning. Learning English is not easy. Sometimes two words sound the same. Sometimes we say the wrong thing, and sometimes people don't understand us. But that's okay. because mistakes are part of learning. In this story, the girl says, "I have a call," instead of "I have a cold." It's a small mistake, but it changes everything. At first, she feels embarrassed. She thinks everyone is laughing at her. But in the end, she understands something important. She spoke English. She was brave. She tried, and that's what really matters. When you speak a second language, you will make mistakes. You might say the wrong word. You might feel nervous or shy. But every time you try, you get better. Every mistake teaches you something new. Many English learners want to speak perfectly, but perfection is not the goal. Communication is the goal. If people understand you, that's success. And if they don't, you can try again. You learn, you improve. So next time you say the wrong word, don't feel bad. Smile and say, "I'm learning," because you are, and that's something to be proud of. Language takeaway. All right, my friend, let's talk about some words and phrases we heard in today's story. The goal is simple. You learn them, you remember them, and you can use them in real life. And yes, they are all about being sick. So let's start. The first one is, "My head hurts." Easy, right? This means you have a headache. You can use it when you're sick or when your neighbor is playing loud music all night. For example, "My head hurts." "I'm going to sleep early." Go on, say it with me. "My head hurts." Now, speaking of being sick, here's the next one. "I have a cold." This is when you're sick with sneezing, a runny nose, maybe a fever. In the story, we mixed it with "I have a call," which is very different. If you say "I have a call," people might give you a phone instead of medicine. So be careful. For example, "I have a cold, so I'm staying home today." And if you have a cold, what might the doctor give you? Yes, pills. Small, round medicines you swallow with water. Not candy. Please don't eat them like candy. For example, the doctor gave me pills for my cold. But sometimes pills are not enough, because sometimes you get a runny nose. You know, when your nose feels like a small waterfall. Not nice, but it happens. Example, "I have a runny nose, so I need tissues." And trust me, with a runny nose, things can get worse. You might start to feel dizzy. That's when your head feels like it's spinning, and no, you didn't just ride a roller coaster. Example, "I feel dizzy. I need to sit down." And if you're really not feeling well, the doctor might give you an IV drip. That's medicine or liquid given to you through a tube in your arm at the hospital. Example, "The nurse gave me an IV drip to help me recover." So here's the challenge for you. Try to use at least one of these phrases today, even if you're not sick. Just practice. Just don't tell your boss, "I have a cold," unless it's true, or you might get a surprise day off. And that's it for today, my friend. You now know 6 useful phrases you can use in real life. But we're not stopping here, because in the next video, I'm going to teach you more phrases that are even more surprising phrases that sound normal. But if you use them the wrong way, people might look at you very, very confused. Trust me, you don't want that to happen. In fact, there's one phrase that many English learners use all the time. But in some situations, it can sound a little, let's just say, awkward. Do you want to know what it is? Click on the next video right here and find out. I promise, after you watch it, you'll use that phrase like a pro and avoid some very funny misunderstandings. See you there!